one and you're done.
Gotcha. Okay.
3 strikes throughout the year. Both Jason and I stuck out our necks in week 1. He went with Oakland. I went with the Rockies. Both were swept in their series to start. So now either team, as they play in Colorado, has to sweep the other. They're playing in basically snow flurries right now in Denver. A's lead the Rockies. Isaac, you don't have to give this score in your update. We'll take care of it. 3-2 in the 8th inning, but that's why we have A's Rockies on one of our screens.
It's a battle of who could do worse.
Yes.
But to make it clear to the listeners, one of our teams has to sweep for us not to lose.
Yes.
Are you guys a team together?
No.
I
see.
I
have the Rockies. He has the A's.
I see. So you had to pick them again? Like for the second week in a row?
No.
Just to make it.
No.
Oh, okay.
You just pick them for the week, but they're both 0-3. So in their next series, which is going on right now,
it's a whole week, not just the series.
They have to win all 3 to get 3-3.
That's where I got confused. I was literally just taking it series by series. Gotcha. Okay.
And so right now the A's are leading, so that's good for Jason, but that means then the A's have to sweep the weekend.
I see.
If the Rockies win tomorrow, we both lose.
And then you're out?
No,
that's just one strike.
It's just one strike on one of our entries.
Beautiful. Okay.
We both had an entry on the Tigers who won today and moved on, but it's a fun way.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
1-0 pitch. Stowers cracks that one out to center and deep. Siri is back. He looks up and it's gone. The Marlins waste no time. Kyle Stowers with a 2-run shot, and they take a 2-0 lead in the first.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
2-1. That kicks away from Rodriguez. Hill breaks for the plate. There will be no throw. And on a wild pitch, the Marlins walk it off again. 1-2. Conine lifts out to left field. Tommy Pham working back to the warning track. So is Sawinski. They look up and it's gone. Griffin Conine to left center. And we're tied at 2 in the 7th.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
Well, nice job, Julian. Welcome live from Truist Park in hot Atlanta on a Friday night, the home opener in year 9 at Truist for the Braves. It's the first road trip for the Marlins in 2025. 3 against the Bravos and then 3 against the New York Mets in the Big Apple. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio. It's game 8 of 162, and tonight we bring you game 1 of a 3-game NL East clash between your 4-3 Miami Marlins and, believe it or not, the 0-7 Atlanta Braves. 24-year-old right-hander Spencer Swellenbach will look to carry over whatever the heck he did in San Diego after tossing 6 shutout, giving up just 1 hit against a potent Padres lineup. Clayton McCullough, on the other hand, will give the ball to his 26-year-old right-hander Max Meyer, who tied a career-high 7 against the Pittsburgh Pirates on Sunday. It all starts at 7:15 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Man, when you don't have baseball on Thursday, and one day it feels like we haven't talked in forever, but it's great to have you aboard. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Friday night with Jack McMullen and Craig Minervini. I'm Steven Strom. Let's get to our lineup for the show today. Yes, where both teams are at, that is back as well. We do that every single first game of each series, preview both of the teams. Clayton and Jack will join the program in a little bit as well. We'll get you to the count with Schwellenbach and Meyer. Craigie and Jack will jump in for some back and forth. Plus, we got some player intros. Again, the Braves are opening up at home. They played 4 games in San Diego, 3 games in Los Angeles. So we'll go to the PA announcer, Kevin Krause, for some player intros. It's going to be a packed house. Always a great environment here. Expo question of the day at Marlins Radio. And, of course, Steve's guarantee to victory. Let's start with the Atlanta Braves. They have set all the wrong records to start 2025. The Braves limp back to Atlanta after getting swept by the Padres in 4 games and swept by the Dodgers. And the latest being Shohei Ohtani's walk-off home run against Rafael Iglesias on Wednesday night that gave the Dodgers a 6-5 comeback victory and, again, forced the Braves to exit Dodger Stadium with their 5th 0-7 start in their franchise's history. The most recent Atlanta team to do this was 2016, and that was when Brian Snitker took over for former manager Freddie Gonzalez. So let's really open up and talk about the deep dive of this start for Atlanta. They are the only team in Major League Baseball right now that are still looking for their first win. It didn't get any better for them from a roster standpoint as well. Jurickson Profar, the team's leadoff hitter and top offseason addition, arguably, was suspended for 80 games for performance-enhancing drug use. Then Ronaldo Lopez, who, oh, by the way, was an all-star and spectacular last year, got placed on the 15-day IL. They already don't have Spencer Strider and Ronald Acuna Jr., but they are on their way back. The Braves, again, it's a small sample size, so I don't want to get too histrionic, but Atlanta ranks dead last in the majors with a team batting average of 151. They are 28th in runs with 14. That is 2 per game. Matt Olson, Austin Riley, Michael Harris, they are all hitting below 200. Olson and Riley have still not hit a home run, and Riley is 3 for 27 with 11 strikeouts. This team has been shut out twice. They've scored 1 run in a game twice. The bullpen has blown 3 games. Brian Snitker said he wouldn't wish this past week on his worst enemy. That is how it's going right now for Atlanta. Now, the good news for the Braves, there's still 155 games left of regular season baseball, and the Braves are going to eventually get back Ronald Acuna Jr. and Spencer Strider. Another element to this, the Braves have dominated the Marlins the last couple of seasons, so they are, I'm sure, very happy to be back here in Atlanta facing off against the Marlins. Now, let's get to Miami. How do I truly recap a week that could have been a movie? 4 wins, 3 of them coming in walk-off fashion. Sandy Alcantara made his return to the mound for the first time in 571 days. So far, so good. He's 1-0, 9 2/3 combined in 2 starts, surrendering just 4 runs. Griffin Conine lifted the roof off of Lone Depot Park with an outlandish catch to save pretty much the game. A Jack Sawinski home run that we all thought was going to get over the fence. Conine takes it back. And then the following day, Conine decides to hit an opposite field home run in the 7th inning to tie the game. Oh, by the way, on the day, his dad was inducted into the Marlins Legend Hall of Fame. It still got spicier as the week went on. Aaron Leanhart, the Marlins field coordinator, went viral for the making of the torpedo bat, which was in progress, but then really caught onto the scene with the Yankees hitting X amount of home runs. That was the week after 4-3 that the Miami Marlins experienced. And I was wondering, when was the last time the Marlins were 4-3 or better to start a season? You would have to go back to 2017. They were 4-3, same thing here tonight in 2025, 4-3 record. Now, how have they done it? It hasn't been the starters particularly going deep. Through 7 games, the Marlins starting pitchers have thrown 33 2/3 innings, which is 49.9%, compared to the relievers, 34 1/3 innings pitched. That's 50.5%. At the end of Wednesday's game, the only club with a lower percentage from its starting staff was the Los Angeles Dodgers at 46.4%. How have the Marlins done it? They've done it by having their starters go about 2 ways around the lineup. Connor Gillespie, Max Meyer, Sandy Alcantara all have pitched pretty well. They've done it by taking advantage of mistakes, and they've really done it by a collective grit and resiliency that when they got down, they knew they were going to come back, and that is very rare for a team that has such inexperience at this level. Clayton McCullough and the coaching staff have to be feeling on top of the world after this first week against the Pirates and the Mets. Now, the honeymoon is over. You hit the road now for 6 games. It starts here in Atlanta. It should be an awesome series, and it should be an awesome night, particularly on the mound between Max Meyer and Spencer Schwellenbach. Let's break here. We'll have Jack McMullen and Marlins manager Clayton McCullough on next. They'll preview Game 1 of this 3-game set right here from Truist on the Marlins Radio Network.
6 fielder's choice. Hill aboard in the first pitch to Nick Fortes. This line down the left field line. That gets in. It's a fair ball. Pham tracking that towards the wall. Hill can really motor. He's around third. Throw is late towards the plate, and it's an RBI double for the guy that cannot stop hitting. Nick Fortes, his third extra base hit in his third game, and the Marlins tied at 1 in the second. Pitch. 1-2. Conine lifts out to left field. Tommy Pham working back to the warning track. So is Sawinski. They look up, and it's gone. Griffin Conine to left center. A shot the other way on the day his dad is inducted. And we're tied at 2 in the 7th. 2-1. That kicks away from Rodriguez. Hill breaks for the plate. There will be no throw. And on a wild pitch, the Marlins walk it off again.
Derek Hill here with us now. Third walk-off win. What the heck's going on?
Little fist frenzy out there. I'm going to call it that. Or a little Marlins mayhem. Whatever you want to call it. But boys are just out here competing. Just trying to show the world that we're not no pushover.
What are you trying to read out there on the bases, specifically when you're at third?
Honestly, at third, right there, we were seeing it through, but we do a bunch of early work, just getting those good reads. Got to credit the coaching staff for keeping us on point.
What was that moment like seeing Griffin Conine hit that home run in front of his dad, who was inducted into the Legends Hall of Fame? Derek Hill, for our audience that are on radio, Connor Norby just gave him a nice water shower.
To learn, play, and grow. To learn more, visit marlins.com/Babcock.
Well, it's great to have you aboard on a Friday night from Atlanta, live from Truist Park. This is Marlins on Deck, Fox Sports 940. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, Craig Minervini. Those two have your call at 7:15. Great to have you aboard here. Marlins 4-3 to start the season. And you're going to hear this a lot from all of us in the broadcast booth. Going up against the Atlanta Braves that are 0-7. They were swept in San Diego in 4 games and swept in Los Angeles in 3 games. Shohei Ohtani made this team limp back home as they open up their home opener here tonight at Truist Park. We also will take, at some point, Kevin Krause, the PA announcer for the Atlanta Braves, the intros. It's always special. This place is always rocking, so we will get to that as well. Well, as always, to get you ready for every first game of the series, Jack and I will switch on this. I'll get Clayton in New York, but it was Jack's turn to sit down with the skipper, with Clayton McCullough, who actually grew up a Braves fan from Oxford, North Carolina, talked about Max Meyer and much more to get us ready for first pitch.
All right, Stephen, Clayton, curious. In North Carolina, chances are there was a lot of Braves baseball on the television set. Who was your first favorite Brave?
Ooh, that's a good one. I definitely was, TBS, I was definitely, following the Braves. I'd say my first favorite Brave. I mean, it's probably, I guess I have to go, I'm thinking like the era, like the Chipper Jones, Javi Lopez, that crew, right? So I'd say Chipper Jones probably. I mean, he just had that sweet swing both sides. And so I'd say Chipper.
You're in the thick of it now. You're a big league manager, but playing this team in this place, does that mean something a little bit bigger to you, or is it just another series that you're going through?
No, I feel like this is just another series. And like, fortunately, I've been here on a number of occasions and always enjoyed competing against Atlanta, and think, again, like Snit and their crew do a really great job. Very professional. They're going to be prepared. So don't look at it as any different that, in the division, or maybe that's just because I've had the chance to come here on so many occasions, the past 4 years or so.
Clayton, I'm curious, after the first homestand, I know you were just asked about this in your media availability, but overall takeaways about a team that showed a lot of resilience in that Pittsburgh series and showed resilience in that Mets series as well, sleeping on it and just having, 48 hours to think about what your side did through the first 7 games of the season. What were your big takeaways there?
I think it's probably you hit on it. The way they guys fought the entire time, and the times that we went down, were able to scratch back in games, and even some games that that we lost, but the ability to continue to put it bats together and force teams to use leverage arms out of the bullpen to finish up those games, and maybe they didn't want to do that, and how it felt like maybe set us up for a chance again that Pittsburgh series, and then even getting Diaz up game 1. So the guys fighting all the way through was incredibly encouraging and not surprising. With the crew we have here. And then for the most part, like offensively, we did so many good things, at least, getting into some starters and running up some pitch count and putting at bats together, giving ourselves at least, some chances with some traffic to score some runs. And you don't always cash them in, but at least it's just how many times can you give yourselves opportunities? And I think our starters kept us in, almost every game, and our bullpen did a really nice job covering, a number of innings. So on top of I think the outfield defense was exceptional as well. So there were a lot of really good takeaways. And I think the good part with our guys, they didn't feel good about like losing the game the other day, and now it's always just a moral victory, the Mets. It was like, no, like we did a lot of things well. There were things that, maybe we had some opportunities here or there to cash in and take care of. But like it was, I think a game like these guys felt like, hey, we did a lot of things well enough to win. And like hopefully those are ones we keep moving forward that we finish off.
We're talking with Marlins manager Clayton McCullough. A couple more for you. That win on Tuesday, really encouraging with how the bullpen was deployed. Where do you feel like you, Daniel, alone, the pitching crew, are at in terms of turning two guys in leverage moments? We saw Lake, and he can handle lefties. We saw Bender, Fauché, obviously capable too. Where do you feel like that bullpen is at in the macro?
Yeah, I think that's, Ronnie Enriquez, I think, great job like that. He's got, the ability to go multiple innings because you feel good about him versus right versus left. Similar vein with Lake. So in some ways, those two can, be a little bit, interchangeable with hey, an inning here, 2 innings from this person, 1+. So, Veneziano, pitching the 9th inning one day, 6th inning the other day. So it's cool that guys are okay with that and kind of just see like, hey, this particular moment in the game, feel like you versus this is, where the game could swing, and that's when we want to go to you. And I know, Anthony and Calvin in a similar vein with, their ability to certainly take down the top of lineups, but also be able to come into innings and potentially, bail out a starter when things get a little bit, hot. So I think it was just really cool to see a lot of guys step up in a variety of roles. Phillips, coming in to, outstanding appearances, the job Curry did, keep going on with Sorry, taking down those innings like that, and in some ways being able to give us an extra inning, just what that does, not only for that day, keeping you in, but also for the next day, preserving as many options as you have to pull levers.
Clayton, last one for you. This Braves team is 0-7, but you look at the lineup card, and they are stacked with all-stars upon all-stars. When you look at an Olsen, a Riley, an Ozuna, and Albies, they may be off to slower starts by their standards, but how do you attack the scout for the front five in that lineup? Yeah,
they are difficult, and I think you throw out. I mean, these guys have been doing it for so long at such a high level that, I mean, if this was June and it was 1 week of games, I don't think it'd be people talking about it in the same manner, like being early in the year. But that Ozuna's a perennial. He's an RBI machine. This guy is a professional hitter. Olsen, dangerous. Riley, they've Albies, they've just shown over years and years, all-star appearances, that these guys have a track record of performing. So we're going to have to go out there and execute, and certainly not, look at what's happened so far as indicative of maybe what's going to happen over the next couple of days.
Clayton, thank you so much. Appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Stephen.
Well, excellent stuff, Jack McMullen and Clayton McCullough. Yes, the Braves are looking to avoid losing their 8th game to start a season for just the 4th time in franchise history. And do I feel bad? No, because the Marlins started 0-9 last year. So you know what? Lose 2 more. Might get rained out on Sunday. Enjoy your 0-9, because we went through it last year. It's incredibly tough, especially psychologically. Teams score early. Usually you bounce it off. It's in June. You're not on an 8-game losing streak. But I'm telling you, the errors, just everything negative that happens to you when you are on a 7-game losing streak, not in June, not in July, but right now, when you just want to get off the schneid, everything is amplified. Everything is magnified. So we'll see here if the Marlins can get off to a good start and Max Meyer can continue whatever he did last week, because he was superb. That is coming up next. We'll get you out of the count with Meyer and Schwellenbach. 7:15 first pitch. Back in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
This guy slugged over 400, had a 290 batting average. And he's kind of picking up where he left off last year. 1-0 pitch. Edwards hits that deep enough. Out to left. Ji-Hwan Bae underneath. He makes the catch. Fortes trying it. Ji-Hwan Bae's throw coming home. And it's a little bit offline. Fortes comes in to score. And he ties the game at 1. Inning. Runs may come in here in the 6th. Marlins threatening. And Derek Hill lines one out to right center field. Sawinski on his horse. He won't get there. That one hops over the wall. And it's an RBI double to tie the game at 2. Any ball. In the outfield, X is scoring, and that one is soft liner into center for a base hit. X coming around. Cruz's throw is coming home, and the same mistake from opening day. Otto Lopez takes second base. X was scoring, no problem. He can fly, and the opportunistic Otto Lopez not only ties this game, but is now in scoring position. Well, you've got Santa Rosa Junior College, 20th round pick of the Royals in 2016. And Sawinski cracks one out to left field. The newly inserted left fielder Conine is back. Warning track and the wall. He leaps. Griffin Conine makes the grab. You're kidding me. He took a homer away from Sawinski. Pitch, that's rolled right side, that's through for a base hit. Pham gonna try it from third. Throw coming home from Myers. It's on line. Hicks swipes the tag, and they got him. No. In the bottom of the seventh, it's an RBI single from Otto Lopez to tie it at 3. 1-2 pitch, that's rolled right side, that's through for a base hit. Pham gonna try it from third. Throw coming home from Myers. It's on line. Hicks.
Free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Hey, this is Jonah Bride, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Well, thank you, Jonah Bride. You will see him at 7th and DH here tonight. It's the Braves. It's the Marlins. Braves looking for their first win. The Marlins looking to get their 5th win of 2025. Steven Strom, Craig Minervini, and Jack McMullen. Those two have your call at 7:15. Let's get you ahead of the count. We'll start with Maximilian Max Meyer, 26-year-old right-hander from Woodbury, Minnesota, will make his second start of 2025. He did not factor on Sunday against Pittsburgh. Tossed 5 2/3, allowed 2 runs, one of them earned on 5 hits and a walk. He K'd 7, which tied a career high. Ironically, that career high came against the Braves twice. He punched out the Bravos 7 times in each of his starts. April 13th, 2024, 6 innings, 1 run, 7 Ks. And then the next one, August 1st, right here at Truist, 5 innings, 4 runs, 7 punch-outs. Every game plan, of course, is different, contextual to each team. Last Sunday, it was to induce early contact against Pittsburgh. That's what worked for Meyer. We'll see what he does here this afternoon against a Braves team that is desperate. They're reeling, and they are hungry for their first win. Liam Hicks will catch Max Meyer for the first time this season. Fortes caught him last Sunday against the Pirates. He will go opposite Spencer Swellenbach, 24-year-old right-hander, second-round pick in 2021. Interesting story. He was a positional player at Nebraska, converted pitcher his junior year. He actually won the nation's best two-way player in 2021. He debuted for the Braves last year, and last week against San Diego came away with a no decision. He allowed just 1 hit across 6 scoreless innings. He's got some nasty stuff. He's aggressive. 13 first pitch strikes. He retired his final 13 of 14 Padres. That is a really good lineup that he made look pretty weak at the end of the day. Schwellenbach throws a split, 4-seamer, cutter, curveball, slider, and sweeper. Unbelievable what some of these mixes are with these guys. The starter pitchers are throwing 6 pitches. It's unbelievable. There's no more just fastball, changeup, slider. Everyone has 7 different pitches. We shall see who comes out on top. Max Meyer will go opposite Spencer Schwellenbach. Let's break here. We'll get Craig and Jack on next 7:15 first pitch. Game 1 of this 3-game set and game 1 of this 6-game road trip right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
Slugged over 400, had a 290 batting average. He's kind of picking up where he left off last year. 1-0 pitch. Edwards hits that deep enough. Out to left. Ji-Hwan Bae underneath. He makes the catch. Fortes trying it. Ji-Hwan Bae's throw coming home, and it's a little bit offline. Fortes comes in to score, and he ties the game at 1. Inning. Runs may come in here in the 6th. Marlins threatening. And Derek Hill lines one out to right center field. Sawinski on his horse. He won't get there. That one hops over the wall, and it's an RBI double to tie the game at 2. Any ball in the outfield. X is scoring, and that one a soft liner into center for a base hit. X coming around. Cruz's throw is coming home, and the same mistake from opening day. Otto Lopez takes second base. X was scoring, no problem. He can fly, and the opportunistic Otto Lopez not only ties this game, but is now in scoring position. Well, you've got Santa Rosa Junior College, 20th round pick of the Royals in 2016. And Sawinski cracks one out to left field. The newly inserted left fielder Conine is back. Warning track and the wall. He leaps. Griffin Conine makes the grab. You're kidding me. He took a homer away from Sawinski. Pitch, that's rolled right side, that's through for a base hit. Pham gonna try it from third. Throw coming home from Myers. It's on line. Hicks swipes the tag, and they got him. No. In the bottom of the seventh, it's an RBI single from Otto Lopez to tie it at 3.
Innovative cancer screening technology that does just that. Learn more today. Don't wait. Get your test at OncoShoreTesting.com or talk to their tremendous staff at 877-24-TEST-NOW. That's 877-24-TEST-NOW.
3-2 pitch is cut on and missed. A slider from Meyer. He ties up Pham, and Pham swung over the top of that. Meyer has another swinging strikeout, and a cut to the foul tip. Fortes held onto it, and that's back-to-back swinging strikeouts from Meyer. There are 2 men gone.
If we're all rolling, we win a lot of games, and I'm just on the pitching staff, and not to mention all the bats we have and all the young guys, and it's going to be really exciting if we can piece it together.
All right, so that was Max Meyer after throwing 5 2/3 last Sunday against Pittsburgh. Tied a career high in punch-outs with 7. He looked really sharp in his first start of 2025. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, and Craig Minervini. We're on StreamYard. We're on YouTube, Fox Sports 940. Craigie is just amazed with the new technology. We're doing a radio show.
Craig find a camera. He's like, "Where's the camera? Where am I supposed to look?"
When you're on radio, you have to know where the camera is. Come on.
Yeah. No, we knew that.
Where shall we start here? I guess we'll do Max Meyer. Jack, what really stood out to you about his last start on Sunday against Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I mean, the ability to land the breaking ball on both sides of the plate. And I say that, I feel like I should probably go away of he was really resilient against a team that was struggling, or he would find himself struggling to get out of it. It would seem the overall makeup for Max Meyer and his ability to throw 93 pitches and power. In terms of the actual how good that slider is, it's a matter of locating that slider and ripping it either ripping away from the hitter or landing inside the right hand. In terms of actual execution, I thought the slider on both sides of the plate, both corners, was really impressive. But just his overall makeup, it's been really well documented. It's a different Max Meyer. It's a better Max Meyer, and I'm excited to see that even better Max Meyer tonight.
He had a couple of good outings last year against Atlanta. Again, he tied his career high in strikeouts with 7. He did that both times against Atlanta last year. Now, Craigie, this Atlanta team, we're going to say it 100 times. They're 0-7. They're looking to avoid going 0-8 for the 4th time in franchise history. But we know this better than anyone. Last year, the Marlins started 0-9. When things are going like this, I think the mistakes are magnified, and I think the Marlins can take advantage of that. How can they do it tonight?
The Braves are not going to hit 150. They're not going to hit 3 homers in 10 games. They actually last year they were second in the National League. I think you have got to we can't get the extra outs. Keep them down. Start obviously. That's an obvious thing. You certainly don't want to go really late. You're always worried in this ballpark. The Braves play great here. They're going to pop out. You got to play Marlins baseball. Despite the they run this really into this Atlanta Brave offense.
Building off that, sorry, Steven, building off that real quick, Greg. We've seen 7 games from Xavier Edwards. He's looked better to the 7. I'm really impressed with how X has played short.
Riley's of the world. They're going to come up and hit. The question here is going to be, could the Marlins at least keep
Marlins have really struggled, particularly against the Braves, and even more particularly here at Truist Park. Okay, give me, I guess we'll do a road trip hero that we feel is going to come out and perform, not just here in Atlanta, but New York. I think a guy I'm looking at, though, Craigie, is Jonah Bride. He has struggled thus far to start the season. Been 0-7, 2 for 23, 7 punch-outs. What's been Jonah's vibe in the clubhouse? I know you've talked to him a couple times.
Bride is very good at hitting the ball the other way. Right center, right field. He had a great finish last year. 6 homers in his last 21 games. Hit almost 300 for July. What they've noticed now is that the other team, hey, look, everybody's got tapes. It's the major league. They are pitching him inside. And so they're trying to cut that stride. And so you can react to the instances they are going after it. Right now, talking to Pedro Guerrero today, the hitting coach, so they're working on some things. He has walked 5 times. He's got a good eye at the plate. They just want him to handle that inside, particularly the inside strike that's been jamming him a little bit. We'll see how he reacts.
He will bat 7th and DH. Good stuff, guys. Jack, we'll hear from you in about 17 minutes. Let's break here. We got player intros. It's the home opener here in Atlanta. Marlins looking to spoil it. Back in 2 minutes, right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
Unleash. First pitch. Hervis takes upstairs, that pops off the catcher Bart's glove, and everybody up 90 feet, including Xavier Edwards, who comes in to score. For these violent swingers. 1-2. Otto lines one into right center. That's in for a base hit. Stowers around third. He will score no problem. Cruz's throw is coming home. It was on the fly there, and the throw to second is late to try and get Lopez, but he's in there. Pitch from Holderman. That one lined up the gut. That's in for a base hit. Otto around third. He's coming home. Cruz has no throw this time, and Dane Myers with an RBI single ties this game at 4 in the 8th. Second and third, nobody out. In the 0-2, Stowers rips down the right field line. That gets in, and the ball game is over. Kyle Stowers with a line shot down the right field line, and it's a walk-off winner for the Fish on opening day. Sanoja taps the plate. The Marlins mob Stowers in right center field. They rip off the jersey.
All right, with the hero here, or one of the heroes, Kyle Stowers. Take me through the AB.
Yeah, I just felt like runner on third, no outs, just trying to get that run in. And first 2 pitches kind of was babying it, just trying to be too fine with it. And so, for me, it was that last pitch was just kind of letting it go.
What a way to start opening day, huh? You get a walk-off home run, you get Sandy back, Clayton McCullough's first managerial win. What's this been like?
Yeah, huge congratulations to Clayton. First win as a manager. Awesome to get that for him out of the first game. It's just a lot of fun. A group that, maybe people don't have a ton of expectations with, but that's fun. That's great. We believe in ourselves, and that's all that matters.
Clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
Back here in Hotlanta, live from Truist Park. It's game 1 of this 3-game NL East set between the Marlins and the Braves. Marlins took 3 out of 4 against Pittsburgh, and then the Mets took 2 out of 3 in Miami. 4-3 Marlins taking on the 0-7 Atlanta Braves, who lost 4 in San Diego and then 3 in Los Angeles. And the cherry on top Wednesday night was Shohei Ohtani with a walk-off home run to have the Braves limp back to Truist Park. Max Meyer will go opposite Spencer Schwellenbach. Before we get to player intros, let's pause for station identification. This is the Marlins Radio Network.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
Might have to sacrifice Steve's guarantee, but we will. We'll go down here to Kevin Krause, who will do the player introductions for the Atlanta Braves and your Miami Marlins.
36, Matt Mervis. In the bullpen, batting 6th and catching, number 34, Liam Hicks. Batting 7th, the designated hitter, number 41, Jonah Bride. Batting 8th, playing third base, number 21, Graham Hawley. And batting 9th, playing center field, number 54, Dane Myers. In the bullpen, tonight's starting pitcher for the Marlins is number 23, Max Meyer. And now, for your Atlanta Braves! Put your hands together for Vice President of Team Travel, Mike Shaw. Director of Team Travel, Jonathan Kerber. Director of Equipment and Clubhouse Services, Calvin Menashian. Visiting Clubhouse Manager, Fred Stone. Clubhouse Operations Manager.
Just got the advice from Jack McMullen to get the heck out of that PA real quick, and let's get to Steve's guarantee.
We can hear from the players. We can hear from the
Travel
players.
Director, we respect what you do. You know,
Yeah,
don't get
no,
me
they
wrong.
do a great job. And we
They-
love ours. Sydney Ansley is phenomenal.
phenomenal. And if she was being introduced, we would have put
We
it
would
on.
take
Okay,
it.
we would have taken. We
But
would.
that person is not our person.
No.
Give us Steve's guarantee.
Absolutely. Hey, Huli, you got the sound bite there. Let's throw to it. It's time for Steve's guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
I got to be honest with you. Craigie really convinced me in that segment 4 that Jonah Bride is going to have a big night. I like him to have 2+ hits here tonight. Why are you looking at me like that, Jack?
Can I give you another name?
Absolutely.
Because you guys kind of picked your hot bat for the road. Think about this 6-game road trip. You got Schwellenbach tonight. You got Smith-Stauber tomorrow. Smith-Stauber, Grant Holmes on Sunday. It projects out to be Senga, Holmes, Tyler McGill. What do all 6 of those guys have in common?
They're righties.
They throw with their right hand. Lefty bat, I'm looking to get hot, Matt Mervis. I'm just going to throw you that name, but say your piece on Bride.
Where's he batting tonight?
5th. He is 5th,
Okay.
Mr. Mervis.
So he's batting 5th tonight in first base. Craigie, you want to jump in on this?
Well, I like the left-handed idea, and I like Niner. Griffin Conine,
Okay.
who might be from the left-handed side. He's in that 3rd spot in the order. But the guy I've been most impressed with probably is Kyle Stowers.
Yes,
absolutely.
Other than Otto Lopez, which is maybe the obvious, because he had a rough spring training, and he's stayed the course, and he had some solid outs, not to mention big hits too. And leads the team in walks with 6.
Yep, totally agree. And Griffin Conine, by the way, she's K'd 4 times?
I think so.
That was a big concern about him. He's done a really nice job making that adjustment and at least getting the ball in play, particularly against lefties. We saw him shoot the ball the other way. Okay, let's head down to Kevin Krause. We are going to hear Atlanta Braves in their intros here to start their home opener.
Chadwick Traub. Number 49, Aaron Bummer. Number 51, Chris Sale. Number 52, Dylan Lee. Number 54, Jose Suarez. Number 55, Bryce Elder. Number 61, Enyel De Los Santos. Number 62, Teisbel Hernandez. Number 66, Grant Holmes. Number 73, Zach Thompson. And number 77, Joe Jimenez. And now, the starting lineup for your Atlanta Braves. Led by the manager, number 43, Brian Snitker. Leading off, playing center field, number 23, Michael Harris II. Batting second, playing second base, number 1, Ozzie Albies. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 20, Marcel Ozuna. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 28, Matt Olson. Batting fifth, playing third base, number 27, Austin Riley. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 14, Brian De La Cruz. In the bullpen, batting 7th and catching, number 30, Drake Baldwin. Batting 8th, playing shortstop, number 2, Nick Allen. Batting 9th, playing right field, number 24, Jared Kelnick. And in the bullpen, tonight's starting pitcher for the Braves, number 56, Spencer Schwellenbach.
All right, nice job, Kevin Krause. Congratulations, 2025 Atlanta Braves. They'll look to win their first game, hopefully not tonight, tomorrow, or Sunday against these Marlins. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Craig Minervini, he's ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball is next. This is the Marlins